IPOB affirms ESN as last line of the Biafran people's call for support to enable the defense against Fulani terrorism. This message is from Family Writers Press International, FWPI. My own contribution in this is my only question. Do we still have Eastern Security Network? Because we all know that Eastern Security Network was compromised. In fact, as a matter of fact, the intel is that most of all these guys being recruited in Agone Chamber, Abiu Dogachi's, Surudo's militia, part of them, or rather, most of them are from Eastern Security Network. Now, they are not fighting against Fulani terrorism or Fulani terrorists. They are busy killing the innocent youths. They have joined the crooks, the ex-bandits. Most of the people in Agone Chamber, Abi Operation Udogachi in Anambra State, are ex-convicts. People who have been sentenced to death in different prisons and correctional facilities. They went and gathered all of them. Majority of them are being supplied to Soludo by Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo still have a very big role to play in terms of decimating the people of the Southeast. And all Igbo people, what they can do is going from party to party, throwing bundles of money, while their own people are being decimated on daily basis. Well, I don't want to believe in that word that Imin Kitaman used, that Igbos are cursed. I don't want to believe in that word, but with what is playing out, it seems like that word have to be used, though. But apologies if I use such a word. Because Igbos are one, I mean, the kind of people we have in that southeast, or rather in that Igbo land. I never see such a people in the whole world, though. People that their house will be on fire. They are busy chasing rats. Their houses are on fire. Their land is on fire. Foreigners are busy, want to take over their land, but they are busy building mansions. One of the most expensive house or rather mansion or castle are being built by Zenko. The project is still ongoing. How much that house will cost is over 30 billion naira, be $30 billion. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me. But I know it's 30 billion. I don't know. I cannot remember again whether it's 30 billion naira or $30 billion. But I think it's 30 billion naira, not $30 billion. Because if it's $30 billion, we're talking about almost Nigeria's full cycle budget. Because $30 billion will amount around 35 to 40 trillion naira. So I think it is 30 billion naira. That is what Zenko is building. And all these people are seeing what is happening. They might think it is a project of today that the Fulanis are trying to unleash. No. These projects have been started since 1804 to Islamize and conquer Nigeria, since they were being allowed by Hausas to penetrate into them. Now we are not talking about Hausas now. Now they have penetrated everywhere, including our southeast. Including learning your own language. A Fulani man will come out now and speak Igbo. You won't even know that one is Fulani. But the only thing difference there is the facial look and appearance, which you know that they are now doing what they call intermarital with our own women, and they are giving birth to terrorists every day. And they were busy going from party to party, throwing bundles of naira, throwing parties where somebody is died, using that money that they are spending in burials to use it to have a very strong and well-organized vigilante in the whole of the southeast to guide our forests, our borders, our communities. My brother, southeast, without the help of a government, we are capable of doing a wonderfully country on our own. Even if we are still under Nigeria, we can decide now, look at what we are going to be doing. If all of them gather together, we have a Meko for in Anambra State, we have Zenko, we have Obi Kubana, we have Kubana Chief Priest, we have Ato Ezenugbo, we have Peter Obi, a lot of them. What about Valentine Muzibo? What about Imonidem? What about Nko? What about Obi Jackson? Kekoro maka wouldn't be the guy Andrew Uba? Then what about this small boy? What did they call him? All of them, because they cannot speak. All of them have eaten forbidden fruits, and they have stocked security onto their brain to the extent, even when they are doing megrima with their wife, security is there to guide them, so that another spirit will not come there to buy them. That is why things are spoiling, but they are busy building mansions. When you build that mansion finish, and they conquer you and take over your ancestral land, tell me where you are going to stay. Probably they will also take the mansion away from you. It didn't start today. This agenda have been on for thousands of decades, and they must surely accomplish it. It might not happen in our own era, but when this our Gen Z generation, the generation that we are manufacturing now, that don't even know anything about history, don't even want to follow history. Everybody is on trend. Everybody is on internet. Nobody cares to listen to how their family or their ancestral land come in place. All of them are even interested not to live in their ancestral land, but to fly away to foreign lands to become foreigners or other refugees. That's my case. I weep for the future generation. I swear, I weep for the future generation of Biafrans. If we do not correct that mistakes that have been made far away, it will be very, very difficult for them to correct it in the future, because the future is too dangerous. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Keke driver spends 1 year in prison over slippers won by a friend. Kemi Badenoche proposes 15 years before immigrants can get British passport. Onyedigoro n'ogwe, osogwe, yagbajie. Azuka's assassination, you have lost the willpower to enforce law and sanity. Labour Party slams Peter Obi. Peter Obi will not go after criminals, because the people they bring into that security outfit are all criminals. They will not go against their own criminal. No, they will keep on going for anyone who will stand as an opposition or enemy itself. Anyone you tag that the enemy of the state, they will just tag that person. Oh, your house has been used as a hideout, and they will bring a caterpillar to demolish it and got you arrested. Well, look at this guy now. Police arrest 4 NSCDC operatives over death of a boat driver in Edo. Anyway, my people, here are another headlines in what we are going to dissect this morning. So please tighten your seatbelt as we are about to move, because Ogade Popo. Following the latest massacre and carnage by the Fulani herdsmen against communities in Ebonyi State on Sunday, 2nd February 2025, which claimed the lives of over 20 people, displacing hundreds more, the Directorate of States of the IPOB movement has reacted to the tragic incident, calling on the Southeast indigenes in diaspora to shun procrastination and make haste in supporting the volunteers of Eastern Security Network to provide security and defense against the invading marauding herdsmen in the eastern region. This was made known in a statement issued on the movement's ex-official handle at Rail IPOB DOS, which allowed that the latest by the Fulani herdsmen was a daring test on the resolve of members of the Southeast communities to defend themselves. Hence, it's all the Southeast indigenes, especially those living in diaspora, to sit up and contribute to the defense project of the Southeast against these international terrorists. Do we still have ESN? That is the question. My dear indigenous people of Biafra, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom, we are about to enter into a very critical phase and time in our society as a people. The time of sitting on the fence has expired. The thought that we have today have affected directly cold-blooded people. Anyway, my dear indigenous people of Biafra, friends of Biafra, okay, and We are about to enter into a critical phase of our life. This one is what is posted on their Facebook page. The Fulani jihadists and their backers have begun to test the ground in our land as well as test our resolve to protect ourselves and our heritage because they are coming with a full force. The time of sitting in the fence has expired. They thought you are not affected directly by the cold-blooded execution of innocent Biafran youths because you reside in the diaspora should be discarded, and the attitude of "it does not concern me" must be repressed. We have only one option at our disposal, and that option is to support the ESN, the last line of self-defense of the Biafra people. The statement went on to accuse some of the Southeast governors as well as the Nigerian security agencies in the Southeast of being polarized and infiltrated by the terrorists, thus involving in a conspiracy with the herdsmen, shading them from reprisal attacks from their victims and failing to respond to protect the defenseless citizens when being attacked by the herdsmen. Should I shock you that the military, who is also complicit in this attack in Ebonyi State, went to the scene? Do you know what they did? Instead of them to do investigation, they are stopping people not to post it so that the international community will not see what is happening. Can you imagine that? They seize people's phones and threaten them that if this thing ever surfaces online again, that they are going to come back for a reprisal attack. Military is the one telling the people that. That means the military knows the Fulanis who come to attack Ebonyi State. Or rather, they are the ones who come to attack in the night. Then in the daytime, they will appear in a uniform like Nigerian military. But we know that the same military are also the same terrorists. They call them the repentant Boko Harams. And the international community was watching. Donald Trump will call you to come to our aid. If nothing, sanction Nigeria if you cannot give us Biafra. Sanction them in all international communities. Let's see how they will survive without Boroboro and AIDS from other countries. Enough is enough. At Alex Tube, this is what Simon Ekpa have been fighting for. And you went and connived with Nigeria and France and other European unions to seize him and to restrict him from being on the internet. And Keir Starmer of UK, you are watching all these things and all of you are silent. Our prayer is that terrorists will take over that United Kingdom. That is our prayer. All the whole Biafrans will never cease to stop doing that prayer. That Muslim extremists will take over that UK and suppress them. Since they see what is happening in the country they claim they colonized. And because of their selfish interests and what they are benefiting, the mineral resources they are stolen from our land, that is why all of them have looked the other way around. It is well. Your governors are busy asking you to wait for the Nigerian security agencies to protect you. The same security agencies, people with the same Fulani Boko Haram fighters, which protect the killer Fulani murderers and massacre Biafrans in cold blood. Most of your governors working in sync with the Nigerian establishment are using the blood of Biafrans to water the ground of their political ambitions. Thus, the statement enjoined all Southeast residents Ndi Igbo to support the defense of Biafra land through the Eastern Security Network volunteers. Now, duty calls on those of you with the wherewithal to stand up and support the young men and women who have volunteered to protect Biafra land. Go to ipob.org, click on the donate button, and do the needful. Iwo Nyara, when last do we hear that these people are protect our land? The Eastern Security Network. We don't even hear about them again for almost 4 to 5 good years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu disappeared. I know that all these things at the end of the day still bound to donate. Donate Yang Pramugeba Ndara. Keke driver spends 1 year in prison over slippers won by friend. A Keke driver has narrated how he was in prison for almost 1 year because of slippers won by his friend. The young man named Wisdom Elijah, who was working in Port Harcourt with a Keke which he got on a hire purchase, was arrested on January 6, 2024 and regained freedom on December 3 of 2024. He explained that he had closed work for the day, but friends who were having a party asked him to drop them off, and he did. On his way back, fuel finished in his tricycle, so he took a cake and asked a friend of a friend of his friend a friend of his to accompany him to buy fuel from a woman who sells in the neighborhood. After they bought the fuel from the woman, his friend, whose slippers had caught, abandoned his bad slippers and wore another pair of slippers seen at the front of the woman's house. The keke driver said he was not aware of what his friend had done until the woman came out and confronted his friend. He said he scolded his friend and they pleaded with the woman, but she refused and called them thieves. Her husband then emerged and called the police. Wisdom allegedly, they were arrested when the police officers arrived because of slippers. Wisdom claimed they were in a cell for 3 days and he kept thinking it was a minor issue and he would be out soon. However, he knew it was serious when they were charged to court. In the court, they were granted bail and one of the conditions was that they had to pay 80,000 naira while waiting to fulfill their bail conditions. Court closed for the day and they were taken to prison. While there, his friend's family raised the funds and bailed their son after 3 days. Meanwhile, he said he had no one to call to pay the 80,000 naira or stand as surety for him. According to him, he also could not get access to a phone in prison, so he remained in custody for months. He added that he was placed in the worst cell where food and water were scarce. Videos of Wisdom taken after his release from prison show him looking emaciated in a hospital while a healthcare professional takes his vitals. He did not reveal how he finally secured his release from the said jail. That is a zoo, an animal kingdom, for a pair of slippers. But somebody who stole billions are being guided by security, the same security, who imprisoned this guy because his friend wore a slippers of a, God have mercy. Anybody who tell me that this is a country, that person, you are a joker. A leader of the United Kingdom Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch, has proposed a 15-year period for immigrants to qualify for British passport. Nigerians report that the Nigerian British lawmaker stated this as part of his party's immigration policy. Badenoch said Britain remains a home and not a hotel. According to her, the policy would help protect Britain and preserve its economy. He wrote, her words, Britain is our home. It is not a hotel. It is time to tell the truth on immigration and propose real plans to do something about it. I want to reduce immigration and make living here actually mean something. We need to change the way our immigration system works. So I am announcing that the Conservative Party is going to do the following things differently. 1. If you want to stay in our country permanently and apply for indefinite leave to remain, the time you have to live here before you can apply will increase from 5 years to 10 years. 2. You will have to be a net contributor with a high enough salary, especially if you want to bring family members with you. And if you have got a criminal record, you are banned. Number 3, if you have claimed benefits of need social housing, you can't even apply. 4, we will increase the time before you can apply for a British passport from 12 months to 5 years, meaning it will take a minimum of 15 years to start an application. 5, if you enter this country illegally or outstay your visa, you will be banned from ever gaining leave to remain or a passport. These changes, on top of a strict numerical cap on numbers, will constitute the most robust changes ever made to our immigration system. Lower numbers, secure borders, and an immigration system that finally works for the British people. This is another step in our plan to control our immigration system. If you agree, join us and let's get it done. Azoka's assassination, Soludo have lost the willpower to enforce law and sanity. The Labour Party has expressed dismay over the discovery of the decomposing body of one of its lawmakers in Anambra State, Justice Azoka. Nigeria News report that the Labour Party lawmaker who represented Onitsha 1 North constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly was abducted on Tuesday, December 24, 2024 by gunmen while returning home on Ugunabampa Road in inland town Onitsha of the state. However, statement by the Nigerian police revealed that the deceased decomposing body was discovered around Second Niger Bridge on Wednesday. Reacting to the unfortunate incident, Labour Party berated the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, for failing to deal with the insecurity situation in the state. The Labour Party, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Obiora Ifo, on Thursday, said it is traumatized by his death, or rather by this death, and that of other deaths that have become a daily occurrence in Anambra State. The statement reads, Anambra has fully assumed the state of war, where life has suddenly become nasty, brutish, and short because the present leadership has completely lost the willpower to enforce law and sanity. We are pained because not long ago, a Labour Party candidate in the last governorship election in Anambra State, Obiora Agbasimilo, was abducted while campaigning, and as we speak, his whereabouts are still unknown. Neither the security agencies nor the government could account for his disappearance, and his family is left traumatized. The whole essence of a government is to provide security and well-being for people. That constitutional provision is lacking in Anambra State at present. It is unbelievable and unspeakable that a personality as high as legislator could be abducted for over a month and the government was incapable of rescuing him. Though information has it that the police has made arrests of some suspects, we are, however, calling for a proper and deeper investigation to unravel the real culprits. We are not by any way suggesting a political motive that will be left for the security agency to determine. However, we are not unmindful of the circumstances that led to his regaining his mandate after a court ruling ousted the previous winner from another party who was initially declared the winner of the 2023 general selection. We are therefore calling on all party members in Anambra State to maintain peace and allow the security agencies to diligently carry out their duties. We also encourage them not to be dampened by this unfortunate incident, but rather remain focused on the activities ahead. Police arrest 4 NSCDC operatives over death of a boat driver. Operatives of the Edo State Police Command have arrested 4 officials of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps for allegedly assaulting a boat driver identified as Henry Osarodion Osamweke. Daily Post report that the police public relations officer of the command, Moses Yamu, who confirmed the incident, said the boat driver died as a result of the injuries sustained in the attack. Yamu said the 4 NSCDC officials are tied to a popular hotel in Benin City beat the deceased, inflicting injuries on him. He said the deceased on February 4, 2025, reported a case of assault on his person by men of the NSCDC after dropping off his passenger. The police spokesperson said, based on the deceased account, he was given a recommendation to go for a medical checkup, but surprisingly, on the next day, he was said to have died. The command is aware of the incident allegedly caused by the NSCDC officers on one Henry Osarodion Osamweke, who is now deceased. Report on the 4th of February at the new Etete police station. The deceased took some passengers to a hotel along Limit Road, Benin City, and in the process, he had an altercation with a young man and some of his friends and some civil defense officers who allegedly punctured his tires during the altercation. So, on reporting that matter, they quickly gave him a medical form where he should go for treatment, but unfortunately on February 5, 2025, which was yesterday, we received a distress call that he finally died in his house while awaiting the test result of his scan. So, as I'm speaking with you, his corpse has been deposited at the hospital. We have 4 4 of the civil defense officers in our custody, and the commissioner of police has directed an immediate investigation into the matter to unravel the circumstances that have led to the death of the young man, he said. When contacted, the NSCDC public relations officer in Edo State, Efosa Obobo, stated that the operatives were at the hotel to separate a fight and were never involved in a fight with anybody. Obobo said the NSCDC officers were stationed at the said hotel to provide security for the facility. He also denied the allegation that his personnel were arrested by the police. Rather, he said they only went to the police station to report themselves. Meanwhile, some boat drivers in the state who said the peaceful protest alleged that their colleague, Mr. Henry Osrodon Oswikea, was killed by the operatives of the NSCDC attached to one of the popular hotels in Benin City. The protesters, who were at the premises of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Edo State Council, displayed placards with different inscriptions such as "Enough of the brutality by security agencies," "Enough is enough," "Boat drivers are not slaves," "Just for boat driver," "We need justice for the death of boat driver Henry," among others. The spokesperson of the drivers, Festus Nwambuzo, said that they were demanding for justice on behalf of their colleague, who was allegedly killed by the officers and men of the NSCDC. He said the deceased was an easygoing man who can never hurt a fly before his demise. So, my good people, I don't hear I'm going to finish. That is a country. Or rather, that is state and capital, not a country, where everything is welcomed. Wherefore, hefty NSCDC officer will descend on a common boat driver for altercation, and they beat the young man to death. It is well. My people, make sure continue sharing, liking, commenting, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I still remain Okuro One Nation. I is coming back. Kemesiano.